The first rays of dawn crept into a tiny, cramped apartment, falling on the tired face of a single dad. He rose quietly, careful not to wake his daughter sleeping on an old sofa bed nearby. After making a simple breakfast, he glanced at his phone. The screen was filled with red notifications, missed bill reminders, and an urgent text from his landlord. The rent was overdue again. He sighed, the weight of the world pressing down on his shoulders. Just then, a small voice piped up. "Daddy, are we going to be kicked out?" He forced a smile, turning to his daughter. "Don't you worry about a thing, sweetheart. Daddy will handle it," but inside he was desperate. He needed stable work, anything to provide for his little girl. Scrolling through job listings, his eyes landed on an ad for a janitor at a massive tech company. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. He borrowed bus fare from a kind neighbor and made his way downtown. Soon, he was standing before a towering glass skyscraper, feeling impossibly small. His clothes were worn, his shoes torn at the seams. The security guard at the entrance eyed him with suspicion, and the receptionist barely gave him a second glance until he politely explained he was there for the janitor interview. She handed him a visitor badge with a sigh, her reluctance obvious. The lobby was a whirlwind of activity, filled with impeccably dressed executives buzzing with importance. He felt like a ghost, completely out of place. Suddenly, a loud gasp echoed through the lobby. An employee had dropped a full cup of coffee, creating a dark puddle on the pristine marble floor. Without a second thought, the dad rushed over. He grabbed some napkins from a nearby counter and started cleaning up the mess, not waiting for anyone to ask. People stared, some with pity, others with disdain, as if he were an insect that had crawled in from the street. But high above, watching from a glass balcony, was the company's CEO. She noticed his immediate action, his humility, and the efficiency with which he cleaned. Down below, a manager scoffed under his breath. "Look at this guy, already trying to earn his keep," ignoring the snide remarks. The CEO picked up her phone and called security. "See that man cleaning the coffee spill? Bring him to my office, now." The dad's heart pounded in his chest. Was he in trouble? Did he overstep? The elevator ride to the top floor felt like an eternity. He was escorted into a luxurious corner office with a panoramic view of the city. Behind a large desk sat the CEO, a woman who radiated power and authority. Her expression was cold and sharp. "Our company is in a crisis," she began, her voice cutting through the tension. $100 million software system has crashed. Our best engineers have been working on it for 3 days straight, and they've found nothing. Investors are panicking, and our stock is plummeting. As she spoke, the dad stood quietly to the side, overhearing the frantic conversations of the engineers gathered in the office. He heard them describe the issue, the failed diagnostics, the endless loops, and then something clicked. He nervously cleared his throat. "Excuse me, I think I might know what the problem is." The room fell silent for a second, then erupted in laughter. The chief technology officer, a man with a smug expression, looked him up and down. "And who are you supposed to be? The janitor who's going to save us all?" The room filled with mocking chuckles. Silence. The CEO's voice cracked like a whip. The laughter died instantly. She turned her gaze to the dad. "You have 1 minute, explain." He walked hesitantly to the large whiteboard. With a marker, he drew a simple diagram, a series of boxes and arrows. The engineers exchanged confused glances. Then, with a calm, steady hand, he circled a tiny, insignificant-looking piece of the diagram. "The error isn't in the main system," he explained softly. "It's a recursive loop in a subroutine that's meant to handle error logging. It's creating infinite feedback, consuming all the system's resources." The engineers stared at the board, their mouths agape. The CTO's face went pale. In a flurry of typing, one of the engineers implemented the change. The system whirred to life. Screens that were red with error messages turned green. The crisis was over. It had taken him less than 30 seconds. The boardroom was dead silent. Phones started ringing off the hook as investors called back, apologizing for their panic. The CEO stared at the janitor applicant, utterly speechless. "Thank you," she said, her voice filled with genuine awe and gratitude. The CTO looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. How did you know that?" the CEO asked. The dad looked down at his worn-out shoes. I used to study programming a few years ago, he said quietly. I was at the top of my class, but my wife passed away. I had to quit to take care of my daughter. I've been doing labor jobs ever since, just to survive. The CEO was deeply moved. The story of his sacrifice, his quiet resilience, struck a chord within her. You have a daughter? She asked gently. He nodded, a sad smile on his face. She's everything to me. I only applied for the janitor job because I need to make sure she has a roof over her head. A wave of shame washed over the CEO. She had judged him by his appearance, just like everyone else. You won't be a janitor, she said firmly. She turned to the board members. I'm offering him a senior position in our tech department. Effective immediately. The dad stared at her, thinking it must be a joke. But she was dead serious. We need people like you, she insisted. People with real talent and integrity. The news spread like wildfire. The janitor who saved the company. Some executives, feeling threatened by this newcomer, tried to undermine him, but the dad remained humble, focusing on his work. He quickly solved another major technical issue, cementing his reputation as a brilliant mind. His quiet competence and unwavering dedication earned him the respect of his colleagues and the deep trust of the CEO. She started confiding in him, admitting that, despite her success, she was lonely at the top. In him, she saw honesty and a strength she hadn't encountered before. To formalize his incredible contribution, the company held a press conference. The dad stood nervously beside the CEO, cameras flashing all around him. She spoke glowingly of his brilliance, his character, and the invaluable lesson he had taught them all about judging others. In the front row, his daughter beamed with pride, her smile brighter than all the camera flashes combined. His life had been transformed. He moved into a new home, and his daughter was enrolled in one of the best schools with the company's full support. The CEO became not just his boss, but a mentor and a true friend. The dad's journey was a powerful reminder that talent can be found in the most unexpected places, and that true value lies not in a person's title or appearance, but in their character and the heart they bring to their work.